Hi, we're back for another Tuesday reading, and today is a couple days before the new moon. It's going to be the new moon in Leo, and I don't know if the video camera can pick up on the details, but I felt like this painting was the one to come out and hang out with us. It's the most Leo moon painting that I've got. And it just to me kind of captures what this is all about, which is, this reflecting kind of moment where, the new moon is so dark and quiet. And, here she is really, maybe I'll, no, it's gonna, anyway. But yeah, she's like daydreaming and, she's got all these butterflies wrapped around her and and then this like other woman, kind of coming out into this like splash of sun. So Leo is really all about our heart and illuminating the heart, like just letting it shine, letting it come on out, and just shower everything with love. And so that's just like the beauty of Leo energy. And it's that strength, in the tarot is like the strength card, and it's just so it that's why it's in the peak of summer, because you've got this just really potent heart heat energy. So, but that mingled and mixed with this new moon energy. And I'm a total geek, so I'm like wearing my moon phase right here on me, on my heart. But it's this like quiet, I feel very quiet. It took a while for me to actually rev up enough to be like out here making this video because I feel so very, very quiet. But it's that rather than storming out on the town, shining that brightness, we're actually shining it deep on the inside and illuminating the inner heart, and really taking a pause and reflecting on what is most valuable to us right now. And it actually would be kind of cool. You can take a look and see what house this is happening for you. If you pull up your chart, you can see what place this is happening for you in your life. So, yeah, how exciting. So I have the fire portal is open for us, so we're going to connect to that. It'll be right there for us. And the other thing I was actually kind of excited to try out today is trying to see where are we vibrating on this color wheel. I'll have to track down my big old color wheel. It is somewhere hiding, but we're gonna try to see, with my pendulum, find out where it is that we are vibrating together as a group, as we all connect. And we can kind of see this is not an individual necessarily. This is our group collective that is forming with this audience right here. So if you're connecting here today, this will be me, you, and whoever else has decided to connect to see this. So we're going to see what color, what vibration are we vibrating at? And then we can actually bring in the other colors that will help us heal and transform and balance ourselves out. And it's actually pretty essential to do this in the collective bowl that we've got going on, because that gives us kind of another layer to ourselves, how big we are when we go into the unseen parts of ourselves. So let's take a peek and see what color are we at. My voice is a little scratchy today. So let's see. I'm going to ask again. What color are we as a group collected here? What color are we vibrating at? And I wish I had an overhead camera so I could show you, but we are collectively vibrating at green. That's great. That's great. Green. Green. Here, I'll show you because there's a few different greens. We were vibrating at this color green right here. And that's kind of like that grass, vibrant life green, that very potent, yummy green that happens when something is fully grown and is, full vitality. So that's beautiful. I resonate that color with my heart chakra, as well as pink. I feel like pink lives around here, green lives around here, and it's just different layers of the energy systems. So we're vibrating at the color of the heart. And isn't that beautiful? Because that's exactly what we're going to explore and talk about today. Um, yeah. So I think we're just going to jump right into the reading. The way that I was thinking about doing the reading today is that since we're a couple days before the new moon, if you're watching the day I'm posting this, this is Tuesday, the new moon is on Thursday. And that means we're in this little window of time where we're actually kind of moving quietly to that standstill moment where the moon is completely dark. And this is a point where we get to stop and reflect and look at what it was that we actually accomplished over the moon cycle. And I kind of want to celebrate having released something fully. What is it that we've been doing so much releasing, so many different layers of releasing, and I feel like that keeps coming up in readings that I do for myself and others, and here on this channel, there's so much that we're constantly releasing. And so let's celebrate. Let's celebrate having released something because now that means we have space for something new. And that's what the new moon is all about. We create space to grow what it is that we truly want and what we are actively moving towards. So let's take a look at what it is that we have released and let's celebrate that because that is a big deal and it's no easy feat. It takes a lot of work sometimes to let something go. So, in this space with the fire that is guiding this reading, let's just call in your guides and my guides. And that green is actually it makes sense, the archangel of this time, the summertime, is Archangel Raphael, who he vibrates to that color green. So that makes sense. Like ding, ding, ding. Cool. So that means that if you don't work with angels, that's okay. Like for me, I don't necessarily like archangel's a word, that I use, but I feel that it is a elemental force of the of energy and that it manifests in different ways here on earth, but it also, it's basically just a certain sliver of energy that we can all connect to and get guidance from. So it is that green vibrant life energy. So that's pretty beautiful. That's that energy of right now. So let's take a look and see what is it that we have released and what can we celebrate? Oh, I wonder if that was it. What can we celebrate having released? It says skywriting, the fates. Whoa. what's coming through with this one is something I feel like we've been working on together, which is starting to realize that we are the writers of our destiny. And so I think when it says skywriting, and look at this, like you can see the runes written in the stars and this kind of this being riding with the clouds and the moon and the sky and the stars, and all of this is cosmic kind of energy going on here. But that we are starting to step into the version of us that is the writer of our destiny, rather than the actor on the stage that's going along with our fate, with the fate that has already been foretold, has already been predetermined and written, chiseled in stone. And we're saying, let's just erode the letters off of the stone and rewrite what we want it to say in a way that actually is more anchored to who we actually are and not the illusion of what we've been told we are. And so that is freaking brilliant. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of me. Look at this. We have done something beautiful. And this might be baby steps and having to constantly remind ourselves that we are that powerful, but that we really do get to write our story. We are the authors of our story. So that just makes me really, really happy that we can look back, we can reflect on different things that have gotten us to this point to get us to recognize how much we already have written for ourselves into the future and how much has already started to happen. So that is really, really beautiful. Okay. I almost want to keep going with that, but it also feels rather complete. Yeah. So the other thing I was really curious about is, in this space of starting to reformulate, reorganize ourselves for the next lunar month, is what is it that we still need to integrate? So it looks like we have done a fabulous job of starting to realize how much we are are the writers of our future, and actually also of our history, because we can go forward and back in time. We can, go back and remember different childhood moments, and we can revisit in meditation or in journaling. We can revisit that inner child and reparent ourselves. And that's a form of rewriting our fate as well, not just moving forward of what do we want to create, but also what do we want to go back and transform. And when we go back and we talk to that inner child and we can soothe them, nurture them, we can bring them their medicine forward. It's our inner child that can teach us how to play and how to enjoy and how to uh, write even more inspirational tales of our future. So bringing them out of the dark, shadowy places where sometimes we leave them, not sure how to retrieve them. So, yeah, I'm seeing lots and lots of this is a journaling practice of taking a look and moving back and forward in time. But having said that, having celebrated the fact that we have come so far, what do we need to integrate right now in these few days, this little pocket before we move into the new moon? And then on Sunday, we've got a rather big conjunction, which I may do perhaps another little video about. I'm not sure. But we've got the Uranus, Mars, and the North Node conjunct all happening on Sunday, which is another big illuminating thing for our year. So this is a pretty big new moon. This is a time where lots is going to be downloaded, upgraded. We're really cultivating the garden right now. So we're kind of grabbing all the old weeds and dry stuff, and we're gonna plant those new seeds. But it doesn't always mean that we know what to plant. This is the daydreaming phase of starting to feel out what's next. So in order to really know what's next, let's find out, what do we need to integrate? And that means put back together. What do we need to weave back into our bodies? Like I'm seeing a tapestry, and one little string is still pulled out. How annoying is that sometimes, where you have this beautiful woven fabric and then you've got this like little fabric string pulled out, and in order to, you have to tease it back in. You have to pull the fabric a little bit so that you can tease that string back in. So what string do we still need to actually pull and tease back in? And look at this. This was at the bottom of the deck, and it really feels like this is important. It called out to me, and it says, empty well, time to replenish. Replenish, replenish, replenish. I'm actually hearing the word hydrate. So who hasn't had a cup of water? Go get yourself a cup of water. Drink your water. Hydrate. Fill that well, me included, because I sometimes forget. I forget that I'm thirsty. It just kind of sometimes happens. So yeah, replenish, replenish, replenish. This is also telling me, this is going to be kind of silly, perhaps, but replenishing the stocks around, the things that keep you feeling safe, comfortable, energized, nourished. Are there some things that are running low in your life, and it's time to reflect and revisit and take a look at what needs to be replenished in your life right now. So anyway, that's just the one little side. That was the side bit. Now we're actually going to take a look at the one that's truly intended to be integrated with that. Maybe as I'm shuffling, we will go get a drink. Go swimming. Go swim while I shuffle. Oh my goodness, this is a lot of cards. Is this all meant to be? I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna keep shuffling. What do we still need to integrate in this time of the moon resting, going still? These two. Something that we need to integrate. Okay. So here we go. We have first breath, beginner's mind, and then the wailing tree, reconciliation. Wow. Okay, so something that we still need to integrate. So, and along with this one, the empty well, the wailing tree, and first breath, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing a withered tree, a tree that is in deep need of water, that its roots are trying to reach for water, and the water is a little out of reach. That's what I can see. And this first breath, beginner's mind, it feels a little bit like, this is the next octave. Beginner's mind doesn't mean that you're starting from scratch. It means that you are on the next octave, the next level of the healing spiral. Because if we think of, our life's journey, we move through the different seasons, the different lessons of our life, and we move through them on a spiral. So this spiral, look at how there's all the planets here too. How this lesson moves through the cycle of time, and that it's moved through not just this current lifetime, but your other lifetimes as well. And I feel this so strongly with this, my audience, my beautiful treasured audience. I feel like we are all here because we're old souls and we've been doing this for a minute, like several million minutes. And that this moon is really time to take a look at what needs to still be reconciled within us. What is it? What is it within us that still is grasping and looking and searching for the water at the bottom? How can we fill this well enough so that this tree can reach the water again? What is it that we need to replenish in order for us to reconcile? So, and I remember from one of the past readings of looking at times when, we have either hurt or been hurt, and how can we mend those threads? And so I'm seeing that paired with looking at it from a fresh new lens, like fresh breath, is that, we're putting new eyes on so we can see the situation, actually what I'm hearing, for what it is, and really taking a pause and looking at the truth of it rather than our projections or the different stories. So that's what still needs to be integrated. But of course it does, because that's something that, if we're going through the cycle of time, it's this lesson, we're going to release different pieces of it throughout the cycles and then keep moving forward with it as always, because we're just a different octave of the same lesson. So I'm curious now, for all of us collectively, what is the wailing tree? What is that? What is the wailing tree that needs water? Which tree actually needs water the most? I mean, I feel like the whole orchard is in need of water, but let's take a look at this particular tree in the forest. Which one, if we water just this one, it can start to speak through the mycelia of the forest and start reconnecting our threads. Okay. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. Wild card. Portal. And then this one is earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother. Slow down time in nature. So if you actually work, this is very specific maybe for one or more of you, I don't know. But if you actually work with sacred sites, or you create magical places out in nature, either by creating them yourself through, casting circles or connecting to ley lines or, big boulders too have lots of energy. They become an energy vortex. I'm actually seeing that this is a very good time to connect to inner, your inner magic, where you create that portal alongside the earth and you bring forward the healing that is necessary. Start doing your magic. So go and hike to your favorite spot out in nature and really open that magical doorway where the becomes thin and you can really listen and talk to the earth, that the pulsing of the earth, that is the earth's heartbeat, that is your heartbeat. And when we hear our heartbeat connected to the earth's heartbeat, that's where real magic happens. And that's where real wisdom happens. And that's where real reconciliation of this tree. I feel like this honestly is, I think we're all very deeply connected to nature and probably have a very strong love for the magic of this world. And so if our tree is starting, is it if we have been literally inside too long, or if we have been working long time and haven't really taken that special sacred time to carve out magical time for yourself, it's time. It's time. Maybe go do a little ritual with the new moon. Light a candle for yourself. Leo, fire, right? It just invites fire ceremony. So, which is kind of ironic where we're trying to water the tree, but oh, this just popped in. There's an ancient practice of offering water to the sun. And that is beautiful. That is a tactile version of us merging the yin and the yang. So yeah, offering water to the sun, making solar tea, making water, and then drinking it, infusing our bloodstream with that solar charged, lunar charged energy. It's super yummy. But yeah, work your magic. I feel like that's what this reading is telling me right now, is that your inner child, your inner wizard, witch, whatever, priestess, it is craving magic time. Okay. So that is something, I think that's pretty interesting, that is something that we need to integrate. So how can we be more edge walky in doing this, being our magical earth pulsing portal wizard self out in our mainstream mundane regular life? How can we walk those two worlds and still remain grounded, remain healthy, remain here? How can we do that? And I'm actually seeing is small priestessing moments throughout the day. Perhaps where you work, you can, offer blessings to, where people collectively wash hands, or I'm like grasping, right? But I'm just imagining like the break room, and there's, you can call on the guides and goddesses of the hearth and actually do like a small little thing of, may everyone in this lunchroom be nurtured and loved and fed, and may everyone's bellies be satisfied, and that sort of thing. Small little priestess moments scattered throughout your day, where you're traveling the muggle world, but you are a high priestess, and so you can open the portal and listen to that earth pulse everywhere you go. and water not just your tree, but everybody's tree. This is like Leo heart energy. So how do we be our healer self, replenishing and watering the entire orchard of our whole human race? You guys are that powerful. I know it. Because I feel it every time I do these readings. Like I walk away and I feel so, first of all, filled up and pumped up. I feel like you are healing me. So it's a really pretty incredible. So yeah. Okay. So now the next thing that I really want to look at is after we have looked at everything that and celebrated, really congratulate yourself for being that writer of your destiny. And then as we continue to fill our well and have a fresh look at what it is that needs to be watered, what is the gift? What is the gift of this new moon that we can really get excited about? Because there's a gift in all of this always. Because I mean, if you think about just the nature of the universe, it is constantly giving, because it is never ending energy. It's a wellspring, constantly moving. So, you know, what is the gift? Don't let it just like wash on down the river. Actually enjoy it and allow yourself to receive. That flew out of the deck. Did you see that? That flew out of the deck. Stranger curiosity. All right. Okay. I feel like I want to read this out of the book. I like this card. He seems to be looking out into this water and he sees these different orbs. He doesn't maybe fully understand, but he sure wants to understand. So, okay. So, stranger, curiosity. And that literally flew out of the deck. So, that's a big time gift. Okay. So, moving past fear of differences, curiosity, and acceptance. Stranger as the other. The stranger moves, I'll put this up. The stranger moves through the world in a shroud of darkness that often elicits fear, rejection, and uncertainty, as the danger of the unknown defines its very presence. Yes, there's a veil of separation between you. Look closer and summon the courage to remain open to what you might find. You may be conditioned to look only for what mirrors what is safe and known to you, refusing to entertain any concept of other beyond something to fear. In order to broaden your world and your experience of it, you must refute the illusion that sameness is the only way. Nothing you expect it externally matches up with the other, and you are challenged by your own inexperience. But don't miss this opportunity for learning. Something extraordinary is being offered to you now if you remain curious and teachable. Allow the newness to envelop you as you explore the possibilities. This is a departure from your expectations, but the stranger has come to invite you to the dance, to new music, a new tempo, a new sensation that will add more dimension to you and what you create as a result. Now is the time to leave room for other points of view, other ways of seeing with humility and grace. This is a defining moment. Take the risk. Life is like a precious diamond with many facets, not just one. Wow. That paired with this beginner's mind of, we're cycling up an octave. This is, and I'm also hearing that the new moon paired with this big conjunction that we're having with Uranus, that's like the lightning bolt, the flash of inspiration, paired with Mars, which shows the direction. So like Uranus is going to actually like show Mars where it's gonna go just for a moment. It's only gonna have like it's the flash in the pan that gives you you know, the whole lay of the land for a minute. And then our job is to look at it, absorb it, and then when the lights go back down, hopefully we have mapped it out and we know. And then we can set our target, and then we have to just walk in the dark until we get that next flash, that next illumination. So, wow, maybe I really do need to make a video for that next one. That feels big and important. But so we're being told to stay curious and to be be open and trusting. I hear the word trust big time. Trusting that the world is taking care of you and that, it's okay to be curious and that right now in this sacred space that we have created, our guides are telling us that when we meet this particular flavor of stranger, that it is safe. And that is, of course, up to your discernment, to understand. But you can ask your guides to be clear with you and show you, like, is this the one that I can trust? Because I feel like that's something we all need to learn how to navigate, you know, when to trust, when to set our boundaries, when to walk away from a situation that's not for us. But in this card, I'm seeing that there's an element of surprise that is a safe but strange one. So, wow, I'm very curious about what that means. I'm very curious about that. What will that be in the next coming weeks? This next moon cycle? What kind of surprise is waiting for us that we kind of have no concept of right now? So this is actually kind of interesting. So that's the gift. The gift, the gift of trust and meeting the world with eyes of wonder. Looking at the world with eyes of wonder is what I'm hearing. And now I'm actually feeling that this is one I wasn't sure if I should ask or not, but this question I definitely do feel like it's time to ask because I don't know if this is just me or if this is everyone here, but I sometimes feel like there's an element of running out of time. And I'm curious, is there something that we need to do? What are we running out of time to do? And at first I didn't feel like that fit with the reading, but for some reason it really does want to be asked right now. What are we running out of time to do? Gathering around the power of community. Interesting. That paired with the gift, perhaps there is community that we don't know about yet. And as far as like running out of time, like something that we're running out of time to do, I don't necessarily feel like the clock will just tick and boom, it's over, but that the time is now, gathering around and the power of community, cultivating that community where we can lean and grow with each other, lean on each other, support each other, be supported by each other. This really takes an element of trust and knowing what our strengths are, and also, the group knowing what their strengths are. This, building a real, um, beautiful, healed community is one of that we all know ourselves well enough to be there for each other in a way that is harmonious and supportive. So it seems like the time is now. Okay, let's build this community. We're already here. We're already here. So that is one really beautiful thing, is that we are building community, because here it begins. So, and speaking of community, I haven't really been too too much on the Facebook group that I created, but it is there. And it would be lovely for us to connect there. I'm also thinking I would like to create kind of a community, and this is the new moon little intention seed that I'm planting, of having maybe once a month things that we join live together, and we can actually connect in a more personal, real way. I love making these videos, and these are really fun, but also having time where we can all connect and talk together, which I think was super, super powerful, especially after having that card pulled. And while I don't necessarily feel that it is strictly that we're running out of time, I do feel that the message is the time is right now, that we need to start. So if it's not, this one, find others and invite me along. Because I would love to see the different communities that you all have. And, you know, I've seen different things I mean, a few that I know that watch these that do have different community things that I have participated in, and they're so lovely and enriching and powerful and magical in so many ways. So, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any last thing to do for the reading. I'm feeling very quiet and still, which is appropriate for the moon right now. This is the time of really sinking into that void space that, as the moon gets very quiet and dark, that's a time for I mean, I personally love to do dream recall. I like to, really pay attention to the dreams that happen, or, do my own readings, meditate in the dark. That's actually one of my favorite things to do, is when you meditate in the dark. I have literally seen my crystals glow in the dark, and I thought I was making it up, but it's happened enough times where it's clearly this eye can see glowing from my crystal. It's just freaking incredible. So, I don't know what else will happen by continuing to do the practice of meditating in the dark, but I'm very curious to know where that leads. And it's interesting with the stranger card, because I probably would have been a little hesitant and frightened, maybe even, to do that years ago. And now it feels exciting and fun, because I know I'm safe, and I know that I am in my sacred space when I do that, and only love can come in and meet me. So, yeah. So, oh yeah, you know what? I am feeling one last thing, because I'm just reluctant to get off the the call of the thing. But I love this little book, my little handbook, which is like literally, I just geeked out when I saw this, that it's like the actual shape, more or less, of my hand. Pretty, pretty cool. So, I mean, really, that's just, how can I not have this? So let's go ahead and one last little message from my little Buddha handbook. Yeah, let's see what it has to say for this new moon, adding one extra little sprinkle on top of the reading. Let's see. And oh, what does this mean to you? Open, open, and a little soda pop can or thing open. So I don't know what this means for you, but I want you to take a second and really think about that because this message is for you. But for my fellow Mesa carriers that know about that cosmic energy, that energy of life, this green colored energy, there is this beautiful elder, and he mentioned that he loved to drink soda pop occasionally, and that when you pop off the top and you get that that the fizzy bubbles that come off, he called that sami, and sami in Quechua is that life energy, that effervescent uh, life spring that just pours up through you. It is Kundalini fire energy, but in like such a delightful, just think about that moment where you crack open the top of the bottle and it goes just so yummy. So it is that life force energy, and it is open, open. That feels good. Yeah. So, Sami effervescent bubbles to you. And may you have all the blessings and beautifulness in this new moon in Leo. Let your heart shine super duper big and just go deep with the message. Listen, listen, listen. Listen to what your heart has to tell you. And then you've got the rest of the summer to shine that out. So, all right, all the best to you. I hope to stay in touch. And yeah, okay. I guess one last little thing is come to my retreat, y'all. My retreat is still going to happen in October, and we want people there. So sign up because it'll be fun. It'll be more fun with you there. So, yeah, I think that's it for housekeeping. Yeah, come to my retreat. Stay tuned for more videos. I think I'd like to do something for Lionsgate. The Lionsgate is going to be happening on August 8th. So I'm actually even feeling doing something August 8th at 8 o'clock. I feel like that's super, super cool. I'm feeling like that would be a fun time to do a Stargate portal adventure. If you want to do a guided meditation with me, I'm being told that yes, yep, I'm gonna offer that. So we're gonna do that. So stay tuned for an invite to do that and hang out with me and the stars. And we're gonna go on a little Stargate adventure together. Us together. Okay. Bye.